Ghetts, man. You know what we're here to talk about, Ghetts. Now, first and foremost, when it comes to this UK scene, yeah, I would say that where did I jump in? Garage. When I first left out my parents' house and started getting into what was going on those streets outside, it was garage. Started off with garage, man. And when I got into garage, it was the back end of it where man started MCing to it. And shortly after that, a thing called grime was introduced. Now, when grime came, it was a situation where we had something that was ours, man. We had something that belonged to us. Garage was still, when you look at the polished commercial side of garage, yeah, it was still a situation that wasn't really for us. It was still packaged as like a white boy kind of thing. When we jumped on it and started putting lyrics on it, they started to kind of cut us out of it. Grime came along. When grime came along, it was a thing that actually belonged to us, man. We actually had our own beats, the lyrics. Man's from, as you know, man, the Brum scene alone has contributed a lot to this grime scene. But when you're talking about heavy hitters in the grime scene, you would be a damn liar not to mention Ghetts, man. Ghetts was a man who was on the DVDs from early back in the day. A very, what can we say? How would you explain it when we first seen Ghetto? He was very aggressive, man. I remember that clash with Bashi, and he cemented himself. And over the years, people, he's grown up with us. We've grown up with him. With all these brothers, we've grown up together. So to see this news, man, was disappointing. Rapper gets charged after man killed in hit and run. The musician, whose real name is Justin Clark, was charged with causing serious injury by dangerous driving. The rapper Ghetts has been charged after a man was killed in a hit and run in northeast London. The musician, whose real name is Justin Clark Samuel, was charged with causing serious injury by dangerous driving. He allegedly failed to stop after hitting a 20-year-old man in Ilford last Saturday, the Met Police have said. The 41-year-old appeared at Stratford Magistrates Court on Monday. The same day, the man died in hospital. The indictment is expected to change from causing serious injury to causing death by dangerous driving at the next hearing. Ghetts was remanded into custody and is due to appear at Barkingside Magistrates Court on the 27th of October. The police are appealing for witnesses of the crash to come forward. All right, people. So we see what's going on, man. Ghetts has been in a hit and run, people. Has been in a hit and run. And with cases like this, folks, I can tell you like this, man. First and foremost, things happen. We know things happen. There's not too much details of this case yet in terms of when I first seen it, I said, was he drinking? You see what I'm saying? Because we're going to go into the video in a minute. That's why this is exclusively on Patreon, because the video, when you look at the video, folks, it looks bad, man. It looks terrible, boss. And we're going to play that in a second. It looks bad. But when you hit someone, folks, in a car, yeah, like I said, things happen in life. We know that life's not perfect. Things happen. Where the issue comes in here, man, is that Ghetts left the scene. There's not too much defense you can put up for that. He left the scene, people. And the facts are, we are all navigating these UK roads day in and day out. And we know that things happen. And when somebody makes a mistake like what gets made, you can't flee the scene, folks. You cannot flee the scene, because when he goes into court now, there's nothing he can say. There's nothing, there's no defense that anyone can put up for him. This is so unfortunate, as this is someone who is from our culture, from one of the scenes that we have built. But the facts are, people, if he left the scene, this ain't looking good for the brother. He's going to sit down for a minute. You don't leave a scene like that, man. You see what I mean? You don't leave a scene like that. The brother died, 20. The brother died as well. Nah, man, this is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I don't know. There's nothing you can say. He left the scene. There's no other way to look at it. There's no other defense that you can put up. It looks as though Ghetts has done. He's hit the boy. He's hit the person. He's got a lot going for him right now, man. Season 2 of Supercell. They've started filming for that. Ghetts had a very important role in that. His character was actually one of the main characters. He was one of the main characters in the last season, but they had a more focused role for him in this season. His character was like one of the main characters of the story. So you have to think, put yourself in his headspace. First of all, I am not saying that by any stretch of the imagination that it was acceptable for him to drive off. First of all, it was very unacceptable for him to drive off. However, put yourself in his headspace. Right now, the man's he's on the come up, man. He's on the come up. Certain men don't get a second shot in their career. Ghetts has got a second shot. Let me break it down to you. Meaning that he's got a chance in this acting thing. Supercell has crossed over. It's crossed over. So it's not only us watching it. It's not the indigenous are watching it. And it's big overseas as well. So you have to think Ghetts was getting them looks. Ghetts was getting them looks, man. He was in that. So you have to think this was going to be a nice part of his career. Because remember, the part in Supercell opens up doors to other opportunities in music. You only have to look at what Top Boy did as far as what it did as a series and how many Americans and things became followers of that series. In turn, that helped the actors. So if you got something going on and you're an actor in something like that, you've got an opportunity to make money, to make serious money. And Ghetts had a very serious role in that, man. But it's safe to say that all of that's over now. And the reality is, people, this is life, man. This is life. In a split second, things can change. In a split second, things can change. But you're supposed to know that when you hit a man like that, yeah, like we're going to go into the video in a minute still. The video looks bad. The video looks bad if you ain't seen it yet, folks. But when you do something like that, you got to remain calm, man. A, you have to remain calm. And B, you have to stay at the scene. You have to. You got to stay at the scene and wait for the people them to come and explain the situation. When a man flees the scene, folks, again, just for anyone who may be thinking that I'm trying to go against Ghetts because I'm a fan. The brothers from our culture, we ain't happy to see this news. But the reality is, man, this is a 20-year-old who was just starting out his life. You can see this brother is just, well, we're going to play the video. He was just walking, minding his own business. This car comes out of the blue, mows him down. Now, I'm not saying that, I don't know the headspace Ghetts was in, but to flee the scene like that, people, it brings a lot of questions, man. And it brings a lot of questions that I don't feel comfortable answering right now on this live, because when a man flees a scene, it's usually because he don't want to be there when the police get there. And usually a man don't want to be there when the police get there because he don't want to be, we're just talking right now, but let's just keep it real. Because if I'm a man who's driving and I lick someone and, it was a genuine accident and I have nothing to hide, I don't flee the scene. By you fleeing the scene, what was you hiding? These are questions. These are all questions that, don't get it twisted. Mans may not say this on YouTube, or people may not say this, but these are the real questions that will be being asked now. What was he hiding? Why did you flee the scene? What did you have to hide? These are the questions that are going to come now. The role in Supercell, they'll use that now. Like, think about it now. Like, that Supercell role now, you got to think, look at how they were already, a lot of the headlines, you wouldn't even know that the brother rapped. A lot of the headlines are saying actor. You see what I'm saying? So it's just different. It's just, for everyone involved, man, it's horrible, man. Honestly, it's horrible that this has went down, but ultimately the action that has made this what it is was the action that Ghetts did himself, which was to flee the scene. If he didn't flee the scene, the story isn't what it is it? It's happened. This has happened with footballers in the past. It's happened with people. I'm sure it happened with Prince Nassim Hamed. I'm sure he went through something similar like this. You can't leave the scene, folks. At the end of the day, I'm a father. I navigate these roads. Certain times I'm on my scooter and all of that. And, we should be safe on these roads. And the facts are that you can't kill someone for making a mistake, but how they handle that mistake is how you can critique the person. And the facts are, man, you drove off. Can't say nothing. Let me jump in the chat, people. Jump in the chat, man, and then we'll play this thing, yeah? Mike T, big up, man. Xavier, big up. I know you, man, are still clocked in. Harry, big up, man. Rasan, big up. He was a grime foundation artist. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact. That video was disturbing. A decent person would have at least tried to help. This is what I'm saying, Mike. This is what I'm saying. You cannot make an excuse when a man flees the scene. You can't make an excuse for that. We're going to play the video in a minute. Just put it like that. Xavier, he didn't want to get locked up that night, probably why he fled. I hear what you're saying, Xavier, but nah, man. I hear what you're saying, though, but that makes you question him, man. You can't flee that scene. You cannot. Harry, so it's not 100% clear he was drink driving. Okay, this is what I'm saying, Harry. It's not. I haven't seen nothing definitive. But if we use our common sense and you look at the footage, I don't want to put nothing on man's jacket, but for him to flee like that is questionable. Very questionable. Ben, if you've got so much going on, then why act recklessly? Ben, these are facts, man. You got to remember, not for you, man, live in London, and not for you, man, live in the big city, innit? So you got to feel, I don't know how the money situation works, or I don't know what the nightlife's like, or I don't know these things, but clearly, man, are feeling themselves, man, because man are driving recklessly like that. The brother, let's just get into the video in a second. Let's just get into the video. Xavier, we also need to understand the effect this has on rappers and the film industry too. Rappers are not reliable for these type of shows. Facts, Xavier. Because if I'm a producer and I'm going to invest in a series, a UK series, and I'm saying all these men get locked up all the time. Think about it, yeah. These UK rappers, people, think about it. These men are in and out of jail all the time. Ghetts is an OG. That's a fact. Like, that's meant to be safe money. Your money's meant to be safe with Ghetts. But imagine if you're a rap man now. Obviously, come on, people. Someone's lost their life, so the arts is not important right now. But if I'm rap man, I'm screwing because now I have to rewrite the thing. Unless you're gonna get a man who looks like Ghetts, and that don't even make sense. You might have to do what they've done in Fresh Prince. When they change Aunt Viv, they might have to do that. So a brother, maybe a dark-skinned brother, beard, high top, get him in the gym. You see what I'm saying? He can probably play that role, but Ghetts, man, you fumbled that bag, man. That was going to be a nice bag as well, because I was watching Kai Cenat talking about Supercell, and he was comparing it to The Boys. Folks, if you don't know what The Boys is, that's Amazon's biggest piece of content, The Boys, and they have Invincible as well. But if Rapman has got his content to a level that it's being compared to The Boys, that Netflix may have thrown a lot more money at that. I'm talking 5 seasons and all them kind of things. This brings negative press, not only to the series, but to the culture. Because now it's like, your money ain't really safe, is it? Because think about it. Digga D, he was in that series as well. Lock up as well. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, can I even put these men in my thing? Harry, are you sure he was still in Supercell? The last scene, he's probably killed. I know it was an off-screen though. Yeah, he's in it, man. He's in it. 1,000. He didn't die. He's in it. Ben, facts. Look at Digga D. He was in jail when Supercell premiered. That's what I was saying. These rappers are unreliable and total F-ups. Facts, man. These men, it's like these men not Ghetts. Ghetts' situation, them man are OGs. They're from my era, innit? Usually, them brothers, they're like Ghetts, Bashi, who else is from that era? All the mans from that era, they usually weren't getting locked up. The money weren't in it like that at that time, but a lot of them survived and came out the other side. So like Ghetts is a man who's been around for 20 years. He's probably been famous for 20 plus years. Mike, I saw a video of Ghetts being arrested and him claiming it's his car, but he weren't driving. Mike, that's an old video. That's not related to this. Ben cleared it up. Ben, he messed things up for everyone on Supercell. He's definitely brought bad press to them, Ben. Definitely brought bad press. I mean, how can you clean that up now? What could you say, really? What can you say? Rasan, I think the drinking narrative is coming from him being at a party and the actions afterwards. Yeah, facts. I mean, it looks that way, because if you fled the scene, there's no other reason to fled. Mike, surely he's got money for an Uber regardless of drinking or not. Facts, Mike. Common sense. If you are going to be drinking, Uber? I doubt the Uber's going to cost more than 50 quid. Rissan, he probably went home and sobered up and got arrested the following day and blew clear. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he probably had to get out of there just to say, yo, might have had something in his system, but that must not be nice. I mean, Ghetts his headspace right now. You know, all jokes aside and all seriousness, to know that you're responsible for the loss of life, that can't be something easy that he's dealing with right now. You know, that can't be something easy that gets his able to get sleep at night. This is a 20-year-old people. This is someone who just, you know, they were just starting their life. They were just starting their life. Surely, you know, he can't be in a good headspace right now. D-Star, I don't get why these celebs insist on drinking while intoxicated. I'm guessing you're saying driving while intoxicated. It's not like they don't have enough money for Uber. Yeah, facts. That's what I'm saying. Rissan, if that video is accurate, it's a career-ending incident and a horrible, tragic accident. Look like maybe 70 in a 30. Wow. Yeah, man. Xavier, the best thing Rapman can do is cast someone else for the role. A lot of us consume things pretty quickly so it can run. Facts. But rappers won't be getting casted for films now. Domino effect. Yeah, man, tell them to cast the podcasters instead. Because you need they need actors now for that. Ari, they will just confirm his character is dead. We heard the gunshot off camera, so it's easy to replace and say he's dead. Yeah, but remember, you know, that script's already done. We're dealing with Netflix. You can't it's not just a thing where you're going to say, oh, just kill him off. Like, this is Netflix. They might have already done the script. They may already have filmed things. If he takes it to the stand, he won't. In court, the prosecution will rip him apart. There's no way he didn't know he'd hit something. Yeah, he won't take that to trial. He won't know. If he does, they'll eat him alive, man. All right, let's get into the video, folks. Just keep an eye on that brother who's walking. Let me put the mice there. That looks terrible. He mowed him down, people. There's no excuse for that. They're gonna have to throw the book. They're gonna have to. If it wasn't automatic, then he would have been on his own for a bit. Think about how his family, just think about if that was your people, just think about how his family feel, knowing a man didn't even go back and say, yo, you good, or let me wait with you or nothing, you just got off. Nah, man, they're going to throw the book, people. They're going to throw the book. It's not a good look at all. And I just don't know what was going through Ghetts' mind. Honestly, I just don't know what was going through his mind to do something like that. Crazy. They'll have to use AI. Maybe that will work. Now, the AI is not polished yet enough, Ben, to actually put an actor in a film like that. It's not polished yet on that level. Rissan, they have already started filming for Supercell. Someone I know seen them filming a scene about a week ago. I think there's a mistake there, Rissan. Mike, condolences to family and friends of the young man. Imagine if that was your loved one. Fact, no one survives that. Real talk. There is no defense you can put up for that. There's no defense you can put up for that. That was disgraceful, man. People, I hope you enjoyed that clip. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to watch the stream in full, consider becoming a Patreon or joining our YouTube members. And don't forget to hit the like button, folks, and we'll see you in the next one.